We've been speaking about conferences and training recently here at On the Right Track and decided to make a top 10 list on what benefits do you or the company get from you attending industry conferences. Now, naturally, the answer shared by most was networking. I have met so many of you at events who share that some of their best industry friends come from meeting at a conference. Relationships matter, and I'll bet there is at least one person you've met at a conference that you knew you could reach out to if you had a problem or question. Many of you have reached out to me, and we likely met at a conference. And I know that I could reach out to most of you in a heartbeat. Laura Thewalt from Houston, Texas says that she gets practical tips to use her tools better than because her IT department doesn't know about them all. That's not their job to know all the tools. And then they can become vendors for her company, the people she meets at the conferences. Now that's a win-win. Julia Schmidt lives in Oslo, Norway, and Julia and I met at a conference many years ago. She shares that learning about what other companies are doing makes them more efficient, and then adopting those ideas when you return to work makes you more efficient. By learning new ideas and approaches, we can then apply them when we're back at work. And Julia shared how she learned about building an internal network of VAs, which not only empowered her with valuable insights when she went back to work, but it developed one of the ideas she learned, and it contributed directly to the company's goal of fostering a culture of collaboration and continuous improvement. Diana Rockwell from New York said that when she could attend conferences, she would bring back the key learning points, the handouts, and all the information to the colleagues who couldn't attend. Now, if you bring the learnings back to your team, it's great ROI for the company, and it also gives you a lens to look through during the sessions. You may see things that will be helpful for others and not just yourself. And sitting through a session that you didn't think you needed is often where you learn the things you wouldn't have known otherwise that make you more efficient. Our fifth tip comes from Michelle Morford from Marysville, Washington. Michelle shares that staying fresh in ideas and innovations is important. Hearing the stories, the ideas, the examples from the presenters allows us to open our mind to new potential and opportunities. When we read about them, it's easier to skip over them. Listening to a story followed by potentially some audience participation and interaction allows you to learn about ideas that we may have skipped over when they passed our desk previously. From Princeton, New Jersey, Elizabeth Blatford said that she learns and shares best practices. Now, by sharing your best practices, you are adding value to others and yourself. These best practices can be learned in an educational workshop or at the lunch table, buffet line, or the elevator. It's those spontaneous conversations in the hall that are often the best ones, with those super easy tips that you were shocked you didn't know about. Number 7 is from Ram Prasad from India. Ram shares that it enhances visibility. Now, some of you are thinking you don't want more visibility, but that is exactly why it's a good thing. You are pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and only in the uncomfortable will we grow. Especially for those of you who are very introverted, just attending a conference, either online or in person, is a stretch, but stretch is good for you and the company. Marlene Simcoe from San Francisco, California says that she really enjoys the exhibitor hall when she attends conferences. She learns about new products, often can try them out, and bring back some solid recommendations after the event. Now, tie that to speaking with the other attendees and getting some honest feedback about the product allows you to make great recommendations, and you have a contact from your network that you can reach out to if you have questions. Number 9 is brought to you by Mateo Garcia from Miami, Florida. Mateo shares that when you attend conferences where people travel from many different places, you are exposed to different perspectives and diversity that you may not be exposed to at home. Now, one thing I typically do when we're opening up our Admins Rock conference is a land acknowledgement, which is becoming a very popular thing among Canadian events. And I've had several of you reach out to me and ask about it. They are learning, and some are adopting some new practices, best practices on what they've seen at previous events. And number 10 is from me. The best reason to attend a virtual or in-person conference is for internal motivation. I get excited to learn new things. I want to get back to my office so that I can implement them. Now, believe it or not, I often hear people that take my course for minute taking say they're actually excited about their next meeting. They can hardly wait to take them the new way. Now, that kind of excitement is rarely found in your 9 to 5 job. So we need things to inject that motivation and excitement into us. And industry conferences are a secret weapon to be motivated at work. I hope these ideas convince you and your workplace to enroll in an educational event. And if you see me online or in person, please say hi.